Hi everybody, it's Bar from NutriBulber. We're still on our final week of our ultra processed food removal challenge. So hopefully some of you have joined us, and today we're going to talk about natural flavorings, which is a catch-all phrase for many things. So let's look at what they are. So they're from plant or animal sources, but they're highly processed in the lab. They mimic real food flavors and extend the shelf life and obviously increase the palatability of the food. The FDA defines natural flavors as oils, resins, or other extracts derived from natural sources like plants or meat. So the natural label is kind of a black box, so the consumers don't really know what they're getting in that ingredient list of natural flavors. The Environmental Working Group studied 80,000 food products and revealed that the natural flavor is the fourth most common listed ingredient after only salt, water, and sugar. The FDA categorized natural flavorings, everything from true natural ingredients like essential oils to synthetic chemicals. So these are all the natural flavors that are on the market in our foods. They're making it and faking it. So when we, a light bulb moment is for many people maybe that natural flavor, say banana natural flavor or blueberry natural flavor, is very far removed from the fruit that is named after. It's sourced from another part of a plant, which could be bark, it could be root, it could be any part of a plant that has the chemical properties that will give the food that smell and taste of blueberry or banana. So I think when you see the fruit, blueberry, banana, strawberry, or any of those flavor, always think that that's not the real fruit that you're getting. Okay, so why is it a problem? Well, it keeps us craving for more. It overrides hunger signals. Often found, so these natural flavors are found in foods like cereal bars, flavored yogurt, or even supplements. They contribute to dietary confusion, and remember we talked about calorie confusion, so it contributes to all of that, making processed food taste like real food. So we want more of it, and it's very sad because people who haven't got a lot of money to spend on food are often will go out and buy the ultra processed foods, but they end up buying more of it because they're eating more of it. And then that leads to metabolic disease, obesity, diabetes, insulin resistance, heart disease, all of those cancer, neurological conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So there is a health risk associated with these, but there's also, if we're looking at the natural flavors, there's also some particular ones, there's research done that actually do have pose other health risks. So that's what we'll look at now. Okay, so we're looking at common natural flavorings, and I'm not going to go through them all because obviously I don't have time. I want to keep this video short. So we're going to look at vanillin, which is extracted from wood pulp or clove oil. I picked that one, and that's the one I'm going to talk mostly about because vanilla flavor is in most things. And in food, baked stuff, ice creams, chocolate, it's in so many different things. In our cosmetic range, in our perfumes, it's in body products, soaps, all of those things. Maltol is another one. It smells sweet and is used for baked goods and intensifies the flavor. Now, I wanted to highlight maltol because maltol is in e-cigarettes. E-cigarettes are a whole different subject on their own, which I am going to talk about at another time. So for all of you vapors, just know that the maltol, that one particular, they have lots of natural flavorings in e-cigarettes, but the maltol vapor causes lung inflammation, irritation, impacting epithelial cell metabolism for both first-hand and second-hand exposure. So if you're, hanging around, walking behind somebody who's got an e-cigarette, go overtake them because you do not want to be inhaling the second-hand smoke from that. Diacetyl, which is, you can't see the D, I don't think, down there, but that gives the caramelized butterscotch, buttery flavoring to lots of yummy what we consider yummy foods. And it's synthesized in the lab, it's chemical. And the problem with that is that in the factory where it's been processed, the vapors from that, very similar to the maltol, is an irritant to the lungs and can cause fibrosis and something called popcorn lung. It's found, and that's found now, so you'd find that diacetyl is used for the butter flavoring in popcorn, so like in cinemas, or you buy it at home, or in margarines, cakes, and lots of other things. Okay, so important to think about, what's happening from how it's processed to how it gets to the shelf, I think, because also we need to protect our workers who are exposed to these vapors. The next one, we're looking at artificial flavors. So are they really any different to the natural flavors? Well, they're not. They're very similar. If we looked at the vanilla, going back to that, so here are our vanilla pods. In real terms, less than 3% of vanillin is used from the vanilla pod. So it comes from, so less than 3% is coming from the vanilla pod that's used throughout our food chain, which is very, very small amount. So then it has to be either synthetic or commercially produced vanillin to give that vanilla flavor. So that's, so that's what we need to think about. So this study here was done on mice, and they looked at passion fruit, strawberry, chocolate, tutti frutti, and cookie flavorings. And from the 6 microingredients analyzed, they saw cytotoxic and genotoxicity. So cytotoxic, so toxic to the cell, and then genotoxic, toxic to the genes, damaging the genes. And additives of strawberry, chocolate, and cookie were also mutagenic in at least one of the evaluated doses. So that mutagenic means that it changed the expression of that gene because it changed the writing on that gene, the coding of the gene, so the lettering on the gene. So then that could, in effect, cascade a different pathway for health of that person that has happened to, if that happened in a human, but they were talking about mice, and could lead to something like cancer later down the line. So that's just a study done on mice, but more studies need to be done, and but we still need to think about these artificial flavorings. Even if you say, oh, that was done in mice, it's not going to be the same in humans. It could be the same in humans, and there are health implications from the synthetic vanillin, which I'll talk about in a minute. So commercial vanillin is synthesized from this compound here, guaiacol, found in wood smoke and oil of cloves. So that's the commercial vanillin. But there is the synthetic one, which is made from petrochemicals and byproducts of the paper industry. There is no real difference and you don't know which one you're getting. So both are used in the food industry. So it's hard to differentiate which one is in there. I mean, which is the worser of the two evils? I would rather have this in my food, but obviously it's very expensive. Vanilla pods, we're very dependent in Madagascar on the climate. So if they have a lot of rain, that will have a bad crop. It's hard to produce. It's a really precious crop. And it can't keep up with the demands of the commercial needs for that vanilla flavor. So there's no way they can match what's required. So they have to create it commercially. But there is an important thing to note for the synthetic vanillin. It has a negligible amount of neurotoxin contained in vanilla are capable of killing brain cells. Ethyl vanillin causes allergic and can irritate the eye, skin, and respiratory tract. So again affecting our lungs and the epithelial cells there. And here, I'm not going to go into this in any big depth, but vanillin exposure, so high exposure to this affects us at mitochondrial level, affecting the energy pathways, which are all here, different energy pathways, and leading to things like asthma, acute respiratory distress syndrome, and pulmonary fibrosis. So another good reason to look at your ingredients and to lower the amounts of these additives such as vanillin or artificial vanilla flavoring. So then I just thought we'd look at vanilla extract itself. So vanilla extract itself comes from the vanilla plant, but it's, you know, how much you find in wherever you're buying it, what percentage is in it. And just these are some common ones here in the UK. So the Madagascar vanilla from Waitrose has 2% vanilla extract, which is really negligible amounts, really small amounts. And then the rest is ethanol and water. And, you know, up to 35% of that could be ethanol, which has its own problems with toxicity for the liver, contributing to fatty liver and liver disease. Then Taylor, which is you know, a fairly reputable brand, they have a vanilla bean extract coming from organic bourbon vanilla extract, and they have some of the pod in there, so you know that that's a better quality, and it's also fair trade, so you know that the workers are going to be hopefully better looked after. But again, they're not totally transparent. They don't actually tell you the percentage. And I would rather go for something like this. If I couldn't get the vanilla bean pod itself, I would go for something like this, the paste, which has got 47%, quite high, of the vanilla extract, because it's got the extract and the vanilla seeds. And then it's got some other prebiotics in there. So then this is the dangerous one, vanilla flavorings, which Sainsbury's make. And lots of the stores have their own version of this. And it doesn't contain any vanilla. What a surprise. It's got water, propylene glycol, caramelized sugar syrup, and flavorings. So really want to make sure you're not having this one. And I wouldn't buy this one. So you're kind of in between the two of these, but I would go with this one. So if you're baking at home or you're making custards, that's the one. So we move on. So now, Ice Cream Not Looking So Vanilla is the title, which looked at a large number of ice creams from well-known supermarkets in the UK, and they found that 1 in 5 of the ice creams didn't contain 3 of the ingredients shoppers would expect to find, which was cream, eggs, and vanilla. So they found that 1 in 5 didn't have these ingredients in, which is hilarious. So I went through a few that were on that list, and this was done in August 2018. So this one, it's not called vanilla ice cream, it's called vanilla flavor ice cream. So there's your alarm bell. And it doesn't have any fresh milk, no cream, no eggs, no vanilla. And the only thing that's missing there is sugar to make ice cream. So it doesn't have any of the ingredients that you would use to make ice cream. It has whey powder, and you might think that's okay, but that's not how you make ice cream. Ice cream is made of cream. So the next one is Carte d'Or. You think that might be better. It's a Madagascar vanilla, but it has no fresh milk, no cream, no eggs. Wall's Soft Scoop. No fresh milk, no cream, no eggs, no vanilla. So my point here is, instead of having 4 or 5 ingredients that you need for ice cream, they have maybe 10, 15 ingredients, at least 10 in all of these. So, you know, of foreign chemical which are not beneficial to our health. Then Waitrose is better, and so is Häagen-Dazs. So again, it's a reminder to actually look at the ingredient list and actually think, you know, how can we avoid these natural flavorings? We go for whole foods, we remove the ultra processed. You know, you look at the ingredient list in those shiny packaged foods, it's all, you know, there are going to be all of these ultra processed ingredients. So hopefully you have enjoyed this little series, and hopefully you're beginning, if you've started to remove them, increase your energy, have more stable moods, improve digestion, improve sleep, reduce cravings. And within a few months, hopefully you'll see some, and even now you may already see some reduced belly fat, because you'll definitely see some water weight loss very quickly if you remove these ultra processed foods. Clearer skin, better focus, mental clarity, lower blood pressure, better sugar control, reducing your risk of all-cause mortality by taking these foods out. I think that is all for now. If you want to work with me and join my kettlebell class, I would love to see you. I'm doing it on Zoom. And you can book a 15-minute discovery call with me to learn more about the kettlebell class, or to learn more about how I do my nutrition consultations. I'm available for those now. and I'm sure I could help you with, sorting out some of your issues around diet, figuring out what allergens you might be, foods that you might be allergic to. Also, maybe figuring out your macros for you to help you to manage your weight. But also, if you join the kettlebell class, we'll be constantly educating each other as we go along. And I'll be using my nutrition degree constantly as I'm teaching. So you can call me at this number on WhatsApp. You can text me on WhatsApp, or you can bell me here with on my Gmail at Belbaber. Thanks very much. Hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully it was useful. If you could like, subscribe and share, that would be amazing. It would improve my my ratings, which I haven't got very much of. But I'm not really bothered about that, to be honest. I'm doing this out of passion and wanting to help people at a very basic level to clean up their diet and to move away from chemicals and man-made foods, which are really impacting negatively on our health. Okay, look after yourself, and it's a win-win if you remove these ultra-processed foods. Don't forget, you can catch me online with Zoom, with Kettlebell, or you can contact me if you would also like a nutrition consultation. I'm available. Ciao.